5 seconds to go. Start. Further, it is also a well settled principle of law that the testimony of child witness can be relied upon along with other circumstances and corroborative evidence to convict the accused. Undoubtedly, the settled proposition of law that the evidence of child witness is required to be scrutinized and appreciated with great caution. In this regard, reference can be made to the dicta of the apex court in the case of Yogesh Singh versus Mahabir Singh and others, reported in AIR 2016 SC 5160, wherein the apex court has held that it is well settled that the evidence of a child witness must find adequate corroboration before it is relied upon, as the rule of corroboration is of practical wisdom than of law. However, it is not the law that if a witness is a child, his evidence shall be rejected even if it is found reliable. The law is that evidence of a child witness must be evaluated more carefully and with greater circumspection because a child is susceptible to be swayed by what others tell him, and thus a child witness is an easy prey to tutoring. In view of the settled law, we shall now examine whether the evidence adduced by the prosecution, particularly the testimony of the victim, is trustworthy, credible, and can be relied upon. From the perusal of the record, it transpires that the prosecutrix has deposed on same lines and there are no material contradictions in her testimonies. English translation of the initial statement, Exhibit PW1 over A, made by the victim is reproduced herein below. I reside at the address mentioned above in the house of my maternal grandmother along with my father Lal Mohammed and maternal aunts. My mother had died during the days of my childhood. My father married with my maternal aunt Shama Parveen, who is my mother presently. I have got one elder brother also, who is a student of 11th standard. I study in 8th standard. In the month of November 2009, I cannot recollect the exact date when I was in 5th standard. I was studying. In the evening, my father Lal Mohammed came to me and asked me to come before him, whereupon I went to him and he sat on the bed. My father touched my breast and kissed on both the breast. This activity was repeated by my father intermittently as and when he found the opportunity. In the month of April 2010, I cannot recollect the date. I was studying in the evening time when my father Lal Mohammed came into my room and took the book from my hand and kept that aside. He asked me to lie down as he had to tell something to me. When I lay down, he started removing my lower salwar. I asked my father as to what he was doing, and he slapped me twice thrice. When I tried to raise an alarm, My father clamped my mouth with his hand and removed his pants and underwear. He applied something on his private part and inserted the same into my genital. I was feeling much pain and I made much movement with my hand and feet for coming out of his hold, but in vain. Thereafter, my father threatened to kill me or to send me to the village where I would be subject to the same treatment by as many as 10 persons in case I revealed that incident to anyone. Thereafter, he used to repeat the said activity twice or thrice in a week. When my father tried to do that ill act on 15th August 2010, I told him that I would tell the same to my mother, whereupon my father kept on pressing my throat till I told him not to reveal the same before anyone. My father used to do that act 8 to 10 times in a month when my mother was either out of the home or taking bath. Sometimes he used to do that act by way of applying something on his private part and sometimes without that. In the morning of 15 December 12, when my father came to me to do the said act, I told him that my date of menstruation was due on 5th, but the same did not. He asked me to give him urine sample and he will get the same checked. I gave the same to him. My father came at the noon time and after handing over a piece of paper to me, told that nothing had come in the same. I concealed that paper with me. I remained much ill. On the same day, that is 15th December 12, my mother took me to the doctor and I also took along with me that paper which I had concealed earlier with me. I showed the said paper to the doctor and he replied that there was nothing in that, whereupon he asked as to whom that paper belonged and I told him that it belongs to me. Stop.